Tavern door laughing, mug held high like a shining blade. Hat full of charts and bad ideas, boots still wet from the wake she made. Coffee starts dark as midnight, steam curls up like a ghostly wave. Says, pour me a storm and a tankard, I've a legend to misbehave. Crow's nest, little round scout in a tattered vest. Squashed and the skeptics start shouting, points to the line where the sky bends west. These seas are mine, horizon fine, starlit sky, fakers cry. Treasure in the depths below, mysteries in the undertow. Skies of wonder, waves of truth, hoist the colors.
Hey guys, just let me get some music on. I probably should have cancelled, but I can't do anything about what's going on right now, so. Oh, bad day, bad day. Right, okay. Right, thank you so much, sweetie, for the gifted. Sky, you're a treasure. I'm hoping you can hear me properly. StreamYard sound sucks at the moment. I've noticed it on a few lives. Bristol were having problems last night, and I know Crow had a bit of problem this morning. And that music didn't sound right. So I hope you can hear me okay. Actually, let's put my comments up. I might see the new ones. You sound quiet but can hear you. Hang on. I'll go back onto. Give me a second, guys. Is that better? That should be better. Right, okay, I can see the thing, so I'm hoping that's better. Right. Aussie Cat, you treasure. Hey hey. I'm gonna be miles behind the chat, guys, so I'm sorry. Caroline, how we doing? Sponge. Hey sweetie, hope you're alright. Pinky, hope you're alright too. Meant to message you and I forgot. Hey Wendy, Sage Rat, Sponge has eaten last night's chicken gyros. Very happy for you. What have I had today? Have I had anything today? Oh yeah, I had a bagel with cream cheese. Loomis Mayhem. Mike O. Mike O. Let's look for those comments. There we go. See better now. Sandra in. Is Justin still in? Because I've got a little treat for Bristol and Justin. It's lovely. Lisa, hey Sarah, currently sat in the car wash. Oh, thanks for that earworm. On the way to pick Wes up. On the way to pick Wes up. They're cold to Sponge. Debbie. Oh, voice is cracking. Crow the chat. Sorry, I'll get down as quick as I can. Sage Rock, nursery, a cup of coffee, trying to build my caffeine courage to face the day. I've given up on today. Today can beggar off. What's hello to John Boy? I don't know if I have. Hello, John Boy. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this chat eat stuff cold that they're supposed to eat hot. Naming no names. Leftovers are mostly pesca. No, they're not. They're not. That's what microwaves are for. Ovens are for. No, not spring rolls. No. No, sweetie, my birthday's on Thursday. The birthday live is on Thursday. Never pays attention. Although John Boy has some very sweet information. Information. Why did I just say, oh my god. Animation. Can't even speak now. Right, okay. When Sarah reaches this, hey Sarah. Leftover doner kebab, but I'm warming it up. Good. Good to hear it. In 2027. My God, I'm having a bad day. People are supposed to be nice to me. Alright, it's not my birthday till Thursday. You'll be nice to me on Thursday. Mr. Prism. I said hello to Pinky. I can't even remember who I said hello to. Hey Pinky. I have actually, I think. Hope it's all good. No, it's just crap at home. Don't usually say anything. I care for my elderly mother, and we're having a massive problem with the landlord now. Day to day stuff. We all go through it. How's how is Sarah? What you doing? Hey Stu. Uh, there's mayhem. Hopefully it'll sort itself out. With the being ill, I don't know about you guys, but you know when you're not up to it, it's just normally I'm pretty solid and can cope with stuff, but at the minute, I'm not asking for any sympathy or anything. But at the minute, I can't cope very well. So, but I thought I'm not cancelling my live. I know I'd hardly ever I'd cancel a live. I think. Hi and bye, says Cass. No problem, sweetie. You take care, darling. Crow the chat, crow the chats. No, but there's two notifications out. There's one for today. This is my regular live, and I'm doing a live at this time on Thursday for my birthday. For my birthday. There you go. Mike knows. As Sarah slept in, or I wish. I've had hardly any sleep. I woke up last night to moderate for Bristol. Just at UK time was 9 o'clock. And I've had about an hour. About 12 till 1. I had an hour's sleep. So I will be unconscious after this live. John Boy changed his routine and everything. No, he didn't. He's already talking about eating food. Sing happy birthday again on Thursday. I'm not even bothered about your birthday, to be honest. It's just, do a birthday live. I wanted to lie instead, and bastard dog woke me up. Well, I didn't get any sleep because I'm not complaining. I'm actually not complaining. The Crow went live, so. And sorting stuff out after that. I didn't get a chance to get my head down. Because it was an eventful live, 2 lives, because Seg went live at the same time. They didn't have anybody in there mod-wise, so I was between, thank goodness, people we could trust in Crows. Catherine, hey hey. Sherry Ann, hey hey. Oh God, am I still on the bit where you were waiting? I think it's because Peachy put her birthday song in Crow's group. No, it's going to take a few days to sort that out. It's Korean. I must be crowing a bit quick. Hey, Mrs. Prism. Oh, Cree is it? Hey, Cree. Yeah, we had an upset, and I couldn't do the live without just trying to sort some of it out. It would have played on my mind. I mean, it's not solved, but. Girly twirly. I said hello to Sky. Yes, I did. Said the membership. I think Sarah's still a kip. I wish. Girly twirly's lurking at work. YouTube changed your name back without your say so. Naughty YouTube. Sarah couldn't get a lid of a coffee. That's the emergency. That would be a bloody extra emergency, but I've got coffee next to me, so. Sky says, saw you in a live stream, you look very ferrety. Sky. Not yesterday, but the Monday before, if you didn't see it, Stu was on Justin's live stream talking about a local story called the Hexham Heads. If you didn't see it, it is highly worth a team rewatch. Stu was really good on there. I haven't watched yesterday's yet. I am going to be team rewatching the Justin's from last night. And yes, I know he's in the chat. Because I'm interested in looking to see what was said about the cage. Because I've heard stuff about it, so I'd like to see what was said. Raven! Sarah's saying monkey bits. Sky knows. Sky's seen it. Sky and Peachy have both seen what I've done. Hey, Laura. Ran out of ginger nuts. I got the ginger nuts. God, this guy's going from bad to worse. Hey Pam, sorry if I'm missing anybody. I'm really trying to. Oh my God, I'm about 15 minutes behind. Really trying to scroll down the chat here. Good afternoon, Sarah. Hey there, everyone. Oh, it's half term, isn't it? Most of the time, my birthday falls in half term. I don't even know whether that was a good thing or not as a kid. Chris Yule in the house. Hey, hey. I said hello to Vicky. Hello, Vicky. How you doing today? Hope you're good. Yeah, so just sitting around doing nothing. Gentlemen of leisure. I think I saw Sandra though. Doing bugger all for once, Stu. Oh, poor lamb. Always so busy, running off his feet, run off his feet. Mind you. I can't remember what Justin calls them, but yeah, look, teaching young kids. It's exhausting enough teaching teenagers or adults when I was teaching at the uni. Half term's not long enough, is it? Intro is awesome. Thank you. I was pleased with that one. I will add some more of my what do you call them? Videos. I am working on the Too Good for YouTube at the moment. That's halfway done. Hoping by the end of the week I can premiere that. See if everything stays all right at home. Editing. Oh yes. Don't be giving everything to Justin. Honestly. I'll be playing that video in a minute. No, it's fine. I haven't actually sorry, read it. Yeah. My ears. Where was it that Stu said it? Must have been in Crows. We've only been in Crows. Yeah, because I am very interested in Houdini. So being a UK equivalent sort of got my attention. Laura Lee, hey. The video to this, thank you, Debbie. Arg. So is the master AI. To be honest, the program I'm using kind of does it for you. But I'm pleased that my artwork, I can now want to make my artwork, so there'll be more of that. So I'm hoping that's improved because I've turned the echo cancellation back on. Tell us all about the emergency. trying to not to get kicked out of the house, if you want to know. Landlord being a pain in the arse. We won't be. It's just Mum's 83. I'm 59 on Thursday and really ill with the COPD. I'm practically housebound. Just don't need the crap. Do you know what I mean? Normally, I'm have no problems dealing with these people, but Sandra's in the house. Yeah, at least I read my chat, Justin. Right, as I've seen Sandra's in the house and Justin's in the house, let's show you the new little animation that's been put together. Get ready. Blame Bristol for that. All that came up last night in Bristol's live. So it's just I don't like doing the blanket hello. I know I should, but did it go all right last night, Justin? I was actually I slept all day yesterday. I just woke up for Bristol, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Boo's live last night. At one point, I guess I was messaging Crone. I said, "Keep me out of that chat," and I can't remember why I went into it at the end. There was a reason I actually decided, oh, bugger it, I'm going in. Yeah, it's an eventful night all around. It was eventful in Crow's chat. It was eventful. Then bloody Seg went live and nobody was in there, so I went in there as well. And been issues since. Sucked today. Good live that Crow did, though. I really loved that he did the alien stuff today. I mean, problems aside, in terms of the chat, it was great live. Thank you, Laura Lee. Thank you for your £10 super chat. Banging intro, Sarah. Well done. Very broken peaches. Hi, all in chat. You're not feeling good today. Same, lovely. Had a nice Ollie for breakfast. That's it. Tea lady didn't wake me up with a brew. Oh no! Oh no! Hope you're doing okay though, Laura Lee. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Um, so, the chat. If I've missed you, just tell you. Always gets heated between Dawson and a few people. No, I don't want to stir up shit, but um, that's why I'd sort of said, "Oh, keep me out of the chat." But eventually, I went in, and it's like, come on, come on. It's difficult on a large panel, especially when you've got people that are very low vocal. I know it's a pet hate of mine if I'm on a large panel and if you've got what we actually call the name we give them is stream killers. Oh, sorry, live stream killers. I hate it when I get so seriously. It's like you can't get a word in edgeways. Um, but yeah, it was. There's I was going to say I don't know if Justin feels like this, but Justin won't because I know Justin's got a history of investigating, etc. But I'm not an investigator. I don't plan on being an investigator, even if I could get out and about, which I can't. I wouldn't. I'm not interested in that. I'm a research girl. But I always sort of say to crowds, I'm not a debunker. I've got no, I don't have the skills to be a debunker. I'm a film analyst. I can analyse the hell out of film, but I'm not a debunker, and it's partly a lot of it with me is to do with I just don't understand the equipment. But for the first time ever last night, I was this close to thinking I'm going to start debunking because people need to stop throwing titles around. Oh, I'm a debunker. I'm an investigator. I'm this, that, and that, the other. If you understand the paranormal, you can understand the paranormal by being a researcher, by having experience in reading about it, in being involved in it. I mean, God, I hate it when he's here and I'm being nice, but I know Justin's done investigations, but he's also got the knowledge of all sorts of different sides to the paranormal. I know he'll do his research when he's got somebody on, so that'll add to it. It doesn't make you second class I sometimes feel like I'm second class a bit on that. Dawson can hold his own. The only thing I would say about that is Dawson can hold his own on a live like that. Hey Wayne, I was late, Elaine. Problem at home. Just only watching for the drama. Blame Crow. Always blame Crow. Hey Sean, how you doing? Did you catch my little animation? Sorry. I mean, it was, to be honest with you, I am the person who is least interested in the Warrens. I don't give a crap, right? But I actually found the topic, in the way that they were discussing last night, quite interesting. But yeah, it got very heated. And yeah, it's you guys know that I'm a big advocate that we should all be able to voice our opinion without any ridicule. John Boyle will be in the bath next. I'm sure he will. If he's not in the bath already, because I know I'm behind chat. Laurie, thank you. For your birthday, lovely. You sounding exactly like me. Very reassuring to know others feel the same as me. I know it's great, isn't it? When misery loves company. Happy birthday when it comes on Thursday. Thank you, Laura Lee. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm okay, guys. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be sort of throwing it on you, but I don't like being that late. I know sometimes I have technical issues, but I was literally about to go live, and I thought there was something I needed to sort out before I went live, or it would have just played on me all all afternoon. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Sarah. Fortunately, I can't join chat tomorrow, so I'll be looking after parents, helping mum and dad who has park. Oh, that's horrendous. So I hope that all goes well for you, Randy. I know what it's like. My dad had dementia. Mum's not far off. Um, Kudos to anybody who is dealing with that. Sarah, sorry, life is lifing on you. I know it needs to go away. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to just bubble away in the background and not bother me. Of course, you should come on the live. This is the support group for that kind of thing. Yeah, I knew you guys would understand. Vicky, don't encourage John Boys. Vicky encouraging John Boy. Nobody encouraged John Boy. Step away from John Boy, guys. Didn't even know Crow was live. He went live really early, actually. I don't know. I think he finished about 8:30, so about 5 o'clock. Um, this is Prism's switching to another bus. You're boiling. Why are you boiling? Are you boiling because you're hot, or are you boiling because you're mad? You're stuffing your face. That'll make a change. Where's my hello? You tell her, Justin. Sandra. How are you doing, darling? Justin is the drama. Yeah, he is. Sweeping fringe of hair, he whips round dramatically when he feels ignored. That's howler monkey hair, but you can't see the glue or anything. Oh, you cheeky son, Justin. I said it as soon as you entered. He doesn't see, but you know, he criticises me, Sponge. But Justin's not used to reading chat. He forgets it's on the right hand side of his screen when he's live. It's because he's going so early, Deb. Although he went last one, he went in the evening about at 10:30 or something, and I had just decided that he probably wouldn't go live for at least an hour, and he must have literally gone live just as I went for a lie down. He does it on purpose. Supposed to be doing stuff as it is a nice day here, but just can't face it. It's nice and sunny here, but I opened the door to a food delivery and it was like the bloody Arctic came in. Sponge, I said hi to him, didn't get one back, too famous. Oh, you know, you have to be careful with celebrities, they're very delicate. Just I love your jumpers, really. Do you though? Do you though, really? Sweet Garth, hey, how are you doing, sweetness? Oh God, I'm still 15 minutes behind. I asked this question last night, didn't get an answer. I'm curious about Lorraine Warren. Everyone talks about Edna's grifting, but rarely talk about Elaine. Wasn't she just as bad? I think she was. But I'm not an expert on the Warrens because I really don't give a crap. I do agree that they shouldn't be ignored because they are part of paranormal history. But the little I do know, I think it was kind of alluded to last night. I don't think she was as innocent as some people make out. Thank the Lord you came on and saved me. You're welcome. Mr. Locke, because a bunch of stuff was going on with gaming stuff I followed yesterday. It was a busy day and I was sound asleep for Crow sake. They were on at the same bloody time. Hey, Dave. I was talking to Amy and Jared an hour this morning. They wanted to debrief about last night's podcast. I hope you didn't hold back on that podcast. I will check that on my phone, Stu. Just confirm that I've got it. Looking forward to reading that. My both Jaws falls around Easter was fun as a kid, not as an adult. It's never really. Oh yes, Stu, I've got it. Awesome, thank you. Look at that when I do. Do you realise this will be the last half term of the year? It's a shame I can't get out, but it's the last half term of the year that it won't be chaos. Because the next holiday will be Easter. The tourists will be here. Just going to crow the chat a bit. Sage Rat still got snow. Have you been naughty, Sarah? Happy birthday. My birthday's on Thursday, sweetie. But I'm never naughty. I'm an angel. You know this. Yeah, I've got the articles to you. I'll read that after the live. Take my mind off stuff. Krieg got electricity. Awesome. Brown sauce. Not messing about today. So I've just lost where I am. There we go. Yeah, you tell him. Sure. It's not miners, that's it. I'll borrow that as an insult to scammers today. Yeah, Rob. If somebody can put Rob's link in the chat. He did put a little starter video on his channel last night, looking at Orkney. He lives in Orkney. I can't wait for his more content to be on there. Orkney's really precious to me. Yeah, it does everything for you, Pinky, honestly. Yeah, I'm sure it will, but because it has to. Thank you, Mrs. Prism. Oh, is this where I played the video? God, I'm so behind. Ryan looks like he was having too much fun in that video. Ryan would, though. What the fuck? It is beyond disturbing. That's your own fault, Justin. I seem to remember it was something to do with Crystal's chat last night. Brought that on yourself. I can't remember how, but I'm sure you did. Justin, your jumper is like my Christmas pajamas. It's gone too far, I tell you. To be honest with you, seriously now, I mean, I use it for fun and just for the channel, but it is so easy. Grok is so easy to get to do stuff. It's way too easy, really. So, yeah, there's going to be... you can still tell, obviously, but it's disturbing. Hello, James. Yeah, the faker's gonna have a field day. You look so graceful, Justin. Aliens kidnap the boys, yeah. Um, what the fuck? What was that? I didn't really know what the bloody community did. Do you know, bloody Sean last night spent all the time blaming his chat for everything. It's not me. It's the chat. The chat are the naughty ones. Um, hey Carla. The tutued Beardo and Justin as the tutued Bristol. The pictures were all supplied by Peachy, Sandra Peachy. I just animated them. Dropping in for a quick hello, not a problem, Carla. Heading to work. Work is lame. Crow's live was that? Can you tell him that, Elaine, please? It was. I mean, because he did notice some of the stuff that was going on. Obviously, that's live, and the chat were. I was so happy how engaged the chat were with the topic. Especially for Crow's sake. Crow does love his alien stuff. He's asking what the book was called. What was that book called, Sarah? I'm like, you're the one that he was the one that recommended it. It's actually why I found Chariots of the Gods, because Crow recommended it to me. That's why I'm covering it. And I just love how 99% of the chat were really open to the topic. It was fabulous. Sandra P will be so proud. Sandra's seen it. I did send her a link to. I put it on YouTube unlisted, and I sent her the link, so she has seen it. I think the second delay is those big live interviews complicate things when people talk over each other. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, I'll be okay, Sandra. It sucks being, what's the word? Just not having the strength to deal with stuff at the minute. Sorry you had to see that, Justin. The community's fault. Laurie, thank you. Pretty, please can you make me look great like that? Like Miss Sandra the boss. She does look awesome, actually. Got to catch up on some lives today. I need to listen to Segs, because what happened this morning is Seg went live at the same time Crow was live. He wasn't on live, he was back at Copeman's Bridge. But I went in there, there were no, just to have a look, and there were no mods in there, so I went in there. Elaine was looking after Crows, but I was listening to Crow, so I didn't have the sound on for Seg, so I need to rewatch it so I can listen to it. It wasn't on that long. It wasn't a long live. Been missing a fair bit lately, but that's life. Happy to be here now. Awesome. Good to have you. Never be the same again. Yeah. Justin's going to start citing trauma now. PTSD from that animation. How about around the Swan Lake? Of course. Hello, Mr. Monkey, sir, says James. Wish I had those. That's the other beauty of AI, isn't it, Sandra? You need someone hosting the chat panels who can make sure people get a say, and it isn't just dominant personalities. Yeah, it's that often will depend on whose live stream it is. But to be fair, I have seen the combination of Dawson and Kenny before. Nobody gets word edgeways. And then, with all due respect, you've got Florio on there who's very vocal. Joe, I mean, you had very strong personalities on that live last night, so it's not always possible. Um, just enjoying the club. This is what they did to us. Oh, stop playing the victim, you two. I love it, Justin. You guys look beautiful in tutus. Biggest problem with that live is what normally goes wrong. People talk over each other and they don't listen to what's being said. Yeah, it's like you had. The thing is, I'm trying to think who was on the panel. Um, I know Floria's done a lot of research into the Warrens, and but I did know. I had a feeling Kenny would want to go on because I did know when she was trying to say something about Houdini, I knew it wasn't 100%. But my reading of Houdini, main reading of Houdini, is Houdini's actual book. One of his books. He's got a book called Magician. I can't remember the exact title. It's something like Magician Among the Angels, Magician Among the Spirits, which he actually wrote. So that's my main, which I want to cover at some point. That's my main knowledge of Houdini. But so and then Kenny went on, and I know Kenny knows just about everything there is to know about Houdini. So you have all these experts in these different fields, but then you've also got people with opinions in the paranormal, like Joe and like Dawson, and it was just ended up being a bashing of heads. But it's fine. I've seen loads of lives like that. Don't give Justin a big head. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I compliment him? Sorry, Elaine. What happened again? What drama was in Crow's life? There was just one or two problems in the chat, which I was having to deal with afterwards as well. Yeah. So, but it was, nothing major. I still barely understand anything over here. I'm just visiting an outsider and hang out. I'll just drink my tea and munch my bickies. Sweet girl, you're always welcome in here. 'Cause I love your specialism. And yeah, it's the best way to be. I wish more people would do that. The only thing I would say, Aussie Cat and everybody else, Dawson can take it. He can take it because he can give it as well. Especially with the, I don't know about how much, if you'd had anything to, any contact with Florio or Fear the Living podcast. I can't remember what his name is. Is it Chris? But he knows Kenny and Joe really well. So when he's talking with Kenny and Joe, you've got to bear in mind this is friends, the way friends argue, not they used to it, especially Kenny and Dawson. I've seen so many lives where when they're both on the same panel, they're just going to go at loggerheads to each other. But they are friends, so yeah, I kind of think two ways about it. One, I think I often say they've been debunked, move on. I do think we should be moving on, but unfortunately they do still affect the paranormal because of the Conjuring House and the Warren House, blah blah blah. They've been debunked, move on, but that doesn't mean. I do get the argument that they can't be forgotten because they have influenced so much. But I'm not interested. Cree wants a biscuit with a coffee. Yeah. I have to say, for once, because normally with the Warrens, I turn up, I don't want to hear live about the Warrens. I don't think it was about the bits about the actual Warrens I was interested in. It was the take each person had from their perspective. That interests me more than the actual Warrens themselves. Because doing culture and analysis and looking at fan culture, why people are so passionate about the subject, even if it's a subject they don't like, is interesting to me. Shaved my head, had a shower earlier, getting in my bubble bath soon. Thanks for the update, sweetie. A few ceremonies for this company. Oh, God, if I still that behind, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm never going to catch up to that. I just can't bring myself to crow it so much that I miss people. There's always the issue in the paranormal. So many think their opinion counts more than others, one-upmanship and all that. Yeah. Um, it is difficult. It is. I do find it difficult, especially as, and it's. I blame myself for a lot of it because of not being able to get some content out, being ill, blah blah blah. Excuse. I mean, I do have the skills, but I'm not a debunker and I'm not an investigator, so I kind of have to prove myself in other ways with the community, I think. Uh, is it Pancake? Oh, it's Shrove Tuesday today. James is the crumpet. Ooh. Finally admitted it. See, so the people talk, others assume what the person is going to say. Yeah. Oh, that annoys me. It says you covered in holes. Don't beat yourself up too much, Sarah. Life is sometimes a bit like a group therapy anyway. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's I actually feel better doing. I did actually think, should I be doing this live even when the intro was playing? But I do actually feel better just having you guys, just chatting with you guys. So jam before cream, absolutely. Just drank a pint of Earl Grey. Better go tinkle. Can't be doing with that crit. Yeah. I had Crow and Seg on at the same time. Me too. I thought I was going to have Seg on the phone. But the trouble is, Seg was on his phone doing the live, so I can't moderate when he's doing that on the phone. So, like I say, I saw Elaine come in, and I thought, oh, great. So I messaged Elaine saying I've got to go over to Seg's. Grow the chats. So do me a big favour, smile. We all love you. Oh my God, I'm being nice. I know. Sorry. sorry to traumatise you like that. Yeah, that's Justin. If you got Justin's still in the chat. If you got tea party this week, he has promised to make up for going to the theatre last week. I need to check Bristol's temperature. I've got a plank if he needs cooling down. I believe the cage is completely the wrong building. It looks like the original cage was knocked down and part of the road or paved. See, that's what I've heard. And unfortunately, I can't remember where I heard that. The history was not what it should be. But I haven't watched. Oh no, you still got Taurus already. How rude. So, where's the slightly dinged one gone? What? Oh, please. I know it's nice to people. It's how people take it. Have you seen his buttons on his live? Thank you, Elaine. Yeah, please go and show Rob some love if you haven't already. I know the year's disappearing quickly. Justin, I woke up dribbling all over the place on your podcast last night. Feel like a formal apology is needed. So very sorry. I don't apologize. Can't wait for the Harry Potter. There's probably one or two around this week, but I can't get out this week. But the castle opens at the end of March, and they'll all descend, especially over the Easter holidays. Little bastards. Sure, be able to make their wands disappear somewhere. John Boyd is back early. Oh my god. Andy, hey. Just out of hour-long meeting. Oh, yucky. I love to spread white brown sauce all over my white chocolate. Hey Paul, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. Paul, Pauline, your band. There you go. Elaine don't take any prisoners. The chats. It might be the end of chat prior. Yeah, I think it was only last night he put it out. It's just him driving home at night. It was just to test it out, but it does mean he's up and running. And somebody said to me that he's was it Sponge? Said that he was out filming today. So I'm hoping I can persuade him to come onto a podcast when I start doing the recorded podcast, because I would just love to be able to talk to somebody about Orkney again. It's just it's part of my heart, those islands. Hi everyone, not having a good day. Oh, Betty, sweetie. I'm sorry. That tanning weather in Scotland, although the northeast is really freezing. It's sunny, but it's freezing. I watched the start, then drifted off. Woke up a couple of minutes later, dribbling over the. There's a review for you, Justin. Thought the aliens were Kagan Allison. You paint quite the picture, Laurelie. Yeah, just do it in your advertising, Justin. Paranormal Monkey Podcast. Interviews to dribble to. You telling Sarah Sean was disgraceful, yes. Blaming his own chat for everything. It's not me. It's the chat. They don't behave. Yeah, did a night drive through Kirkwall. You should have one at Awesome. Kirkwall's the main town in Orkney. Oh, I miss Kirkwall. I miss Orkney. Maybe I'll get back one day. The only trouble is it would be nice to have got back with Dad, because Dad spent time as a kid there. That's why I've got a close connection. You're the first paranormal chat. Oh, Justin, you honoured. You were worthy of Harley's dribble. He did. Daniken died last month, I think. I must admit, I saw that he died and thought, oh my god, I hope nobody's going to suddenly decide to cover the book. But the 2 alien art pieces I did on live streams I've done so far, that's actually for my Chariots of the Gods series. I want to put my own art pieces in there. I've told Crow it was a great live and it was really fab that it was, thank you. That's 2 of us you can ignore now. I loved it. It's just a shame I couldn't watch I mean, I did, like I say, I muted Seg and just kept listening to Crow while I was in Segs, but yeah, not reading that out, Sponge. uh, uh, Sandra looks hot in that outfit. You go, girl, you is the boss. Hell yeah, she's the boss. Um, Sean, you can't say anything after the gas you and your bro were let off in the priest cottage investigation. Bet Sean's denied that. Had to go to the netty. Yes, I did see the article. I've got it. I've checked my email, Stu. I haven't looked yet, Sheila. Sheila's been doing some awesome plushes. I'm going to animate those as well. I'll see if I can do those for the birthday live, actually. Post-traumatic tutu disorder. Mm-hmm. Sheila. Oh, yeah, I just said about the plushies. Oh, my God. Pinky says you look just fine in that tutu. There's controversy over a certain AI video watched by millions. It's a fight between Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. Looked like a movie. Dancing in a jumper would be horribly sweaty. That's your problem with that, not the tutu. And putting a jumper on with it. It made me hot just watching it, not in that way. Couldn't put Justin on there without a jumper, though. Yeah, it's very frustrating, actually. It's actually why a lot of the time I don't like doing team rewatch on lives, because you go for the keyboard to put something in the chat, you think, well, I can't, the live's finished. So glad I wasn't putting a tutu. Don't say that, Paul. Could be arranged. Yeah, that's. I think. To be fair, I think that's kind of where the mix-up was, because he wasn't perfect. And what he actually, this is in the bit of. I think I have done one thing on Houdini already, but it was a specific case. It's a video on my channel where he the Lime Street case, something Street case, and he was part of. It was actually a case in, I think it was Boston. Don't quote me on this. I'm trying to remember. That very famous one, and they had the type of thing that Centre of Inquiry has, where there's a big cash prize of that something's paranormal. That's not a new thing. There was an organisation that had that then, and this woman who was supposedly psychic and did seances tried to claim the money, and Houdini was part of the committee to decide whether she was faking or not. And as much as Houdini was very serious about calling out frauds, he was also very much a self-promoter. He wasn't perfect. So the switch from, I mean, he was still a magician, an escapologist, but the switch into doing the debunking side, he was somebody who still courted attention as a debunker as well as being a magician. So he was a showman. Paul, what's been a tutu? Yes, it has been noted. Don't worry. There's a play about Houdini and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle I want to see, and I'll be away again when it's. Oh no. Yeah, they fell out because Conan Doyle very much believed in the paranormal, and his wife was a professor psychic. And they kind of fell out when Houdini got them to do a séance with him, and they supposedly contacted Houdini's mother, and what they didn't know was that Houdini's mother barely spoke English, and also they didn't celebrate Christmas. So the fact that Conan Doyle's wife said that, "Oh, your mother says Happy Christmas," Houdini knew that it was, he debunked it that way. They kind of fell out after that. Arthur Conan Doyle was very passionate about the paranormal. I'm also working on a photography video, and the Cottingley Fairies, he was involved in that. And he actually wanted to be remembered as a paranormal expert. You know, sucks to be him because people just associate him with Sherlock Holmes, but that's how he actually wanted to be remembered. Don't know. There's a few problems in Crow's chat. It was just an argument Friday. It wasn't. I think you were there, weren't you? Weren't you in Boo's chat last night? Dawson will always stand his ground. Honestly, he's as pig-headed as any of them on there, and I mean that in a nice way. By the way, Dawson can handle himself. Sorry, I know I'm still 15 minutes behind the chat. Sorry. He's talking about the channel, talking about the UFOs. He said, saying on a thing they were going on in. No, that's the problem. Sometimes when you get really strong personalities like that, they're concentrating on what they want to say rather than what somebody else is saying. So hello, Friday, by the way. I'm way behind on my chat. Yeah, that's the trouble when it happens like that. You can concentrate. Me, I can concentrate for so long, and then it's like, it all just becomes white noise. I love how we can have different views here, but be respectful. Yeah, you see, Crow did that live this morning on aliens, and there was hardly anybody. I could only think of one person actually, and it was a surprise. Everybody was engaged with the topic, whatever their beliefs were. The panel also got confused and I brought up Lorraine Warren's call to the mum at Enfield Poltergeist House. They thought, yeah, I think that mistake's often made. See, it doesn't occur to me there is another Enfield, but then I haven't watched Sego Crow's live yet, but will do. Yeah, Segs wasn't very long because he was at Goatman Bridge again. Crow's was long, but it was a really interesting live. It's John Boy's fault our water bills have gone up. Surprised we haven't got a drought the amount of baths and showers he has. I'm pleased I don't live in the West. We've got Kielder Reservoir here. Having said that, how's that saying go? I tried to have an open mind, but my brain kept falling out. I know that feeling generally. He wasn't attacked Friday. It was just a heated discussion on who paranormal. I'm thinking some people haven't seen Dawson in action before. Crow the chat. I will Kenny's, but don't join in. I can't handle this type of intelligence. I'm just a poor old southerner. I mean, Kenny's got the knowledge. I mean, no question. I can kind of keep up a little bit because ex-academic, but and I don't agree with everything. But what I try and do, well, Kenny knows this. I've had Kenny on my live a couple of times, and we did have one discussion where we were going through it, and I can kind of get his perspective on things. It's not that I think, oh, why would you think like that? I get it. I do get it. Jonathan, I've been place active listening, critical thinking literacy is the top issues pertaining to the YouTube paranormal field. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. It's just that at the moment they aren't the loudest voices. Where's he? How are we diddling? And that's why I think that I'm 100% that good debunkers need to be the core of this community. But I also think that channels like mine, a little bit, I need to do more content, I know. And Justin does, sort of the research side that needs to be more. It needs to be more noticed, I think. Feel better, sweet sour. I love you too, Sheila. I actually don't know. I don't know specifically what upset Dana. Tea party's happening on Thursday. Have you got a topic for that? Gotta love your laugh, Sarah. Thank you, Mr. Prism. Just crow the chat. That dinged halo, yeah. Hey, Anne Wilkinson. Join Justin for his tea party. Formal jumper wear required. Dawson wasn't attacked. Just to reinforce this, they were just all arguing. And normally with Dawson, it's usually sort of Dawson and Kenny going at each other, but there were other strong personalities on that panel that were sort of making it look like. But you can handle it. Trust me, you can handle it. I think it's more impressive that the Arnett Castle appeared in the 80s series of Robin of Sherwood. Yeah, so did Sycamore Gap, I think. When it still had a tree. Actually, Alec Castle's been used for quite a few things. It's not unusual for us to have film crews here. I think Downton Abbey did something in it. But Bambra gets used a lot as well. Dungeons and Dragons use Bambra. We also had Harrison Ford up here. What would he have been in at the time? I think it was Indiana Jones. Bounce or something like exactly. Vanishing spell for Harry Potter fans, I wish. No, it wasn't it wasn't any drama that we've been getting, recently. It was just a panel of 6 people, all with very strong opinions. Don't worry about being chatty or active, sweetie. It annoyed me that they were saying Dawson was assuming it's Lorraine's state of mind, that they were doing the exact same thing by saying she could be thinking it was the Conjuring Hand. Yeah, kind of agreeing a little bit in the sense of how dementia works, but it wasn't 100% for me in my experience. I'm not saying it's the same for everybody. But you know, she had a long career. Come on, let's do the grifting. Uh, Hard workman blames his tools. Paranormal Monkey podcast with Indigo. The Warrens were frauds and they knew it. Their actions were obvious. See, to me, that's my attitude. Um, so, yeah, whatever happened at the end of life, which I don't know, with Lorraine, you know, they've been doing it for years. Come on. People forget, I think. It's like when I covered the Victorian paranormal. You know, we didn't invent the paranormal. We didn't invent fakers. You know, the fakers on YouTube aren't. They just think, oh, let's fake the paranormal. It's been happening for 200 years. I know Behave and Behave. I'm not sure about this Behave. I know. I know. Oh, just remembered I have a pancake mix in the cupboard. Be right back. uh, um, I don't know whether you saw this when I was in the netty, but yeah, Stu, I've got it. I've got it. I've checked it. I'm going to be reading it after the live. Um, uh, yeah, I think. I mean, there might be one or two newer people to the community. I mean, you know, Dawson and Kenny have been bitching at each other on lives for nearly 2 years. I mean, about 2 years ago. I mean, it's probably almost exactly 2 years ago, or nearly. Dawson did the collaboration with Joe and Weeping Willow and Seg at the Conjuring House, and that's kind of when Dawson came into the community. And so I've seen multiple lives where, you know, you can handle it. Well, it seems people fall asleep in people's lives and dribble, not expectable. I would never do that. Shush. Shush you. I may have to replay the video. Justin, you're working on your 2027 jumper monthly calendar. It can be arranged. We can do it for you, Justin. They are all respected members of the community with slightly different ideas. Very opinionated on their idea, and everybody has an idea. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Friday. Raven wants a tutu. No drama in my rewatch stream. So little drama. In fact, you'll end up dribbling all over your own face. Apparently, yeah. Well, apparently. Don't think you're safe from the tutu committee. No. I'll mention that you said that to Peachy. Raven doesn't want your tutu, Sean. She probably want a black one. I'd be very surprised if Raven wants a pink tutu. Hi, Wavy. I don't have a tutu, but I've got a onesie. It's kind of where I am. Well, Stu knows that's where I live. But the problem with human experience from a lot of people is, you know, it's false memory, etc. That's actually why I started a paranormal channel, to be honest. It was an art channel when Crow shouted me out. And I know how false memory works because I watch a lot of, partly because I watch a lot of true crime. We can default sometimes to explanations. Oh, it's hallucination. It's mass hallucination. It's false memory. And yes, you can have false memories. You absolutely can. Doesn't mean they are. Well, that's the general problem with the paranormal. I don't mean in a bad way, just in discussing it, because you've got a belief system mixed in there. There's no experts in the exactly. It's never been proven. So the thing that's what sort of can wind some of us up. It's like people sort of claiming expertise. It's never been proven. I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of work, not just with chariots of the gods, but with mythologies of the UK, etc. Other things I'm looking at. I'm looking backwards. I'm looking at. Sorry, I've just got to go on mute a minute. I'll come back up in an hour and I'll have a chat. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there's so I mean, I'm going to be looking at sometimes, especially things like Chariots of the Gods, way back. Where it is where there is some evidence, archaeology, etc. There's not a lot, but we shouldn't ignore it. Conan Doyle lost his son in World War One. He wanted the afterlife of truth. Yeah, but he was dabbling in that before that as well. I think it was partly because of his wife claiming to be psychic, but also I think it was around 1920 that he had the falling out with Houdini because of that silence. I think I'm terrible with the dates, so it would have been after that. So he would have been extra passionate about it by then. I heard something cool about Conan Doyle. He helped get an Indian guy off a murder charge because he proved evidence flaky and said it was racism. I mean, he wasn't a bad person, you know. Um, and probably compared to Houdini, probably a much more gentle character. Um, uh, uh, a very healthy way to deal with things I don't like. That I'm a skeptical prick. I don't want to hurt people's beliefs and feelings. Yeah, exactly. Dawson can handle himself and often does. I'm gonna sneeze. He did get into it more. That was when he really went pretty much full time. Um, he'd had an interest, but he went full time with it, and he did want to be known as. Uh, he wanted to be known as somebody who looked into the paranormal. Um, he, that's what he wanted to be remembered as. Um, so the sort of interest was there, but yeah, that sort of full time activity with it was after the death of his son. Uh, uh, exactly. One can be well educated on the claims of science, but no tangible evidence. There can be no fossils. Um, I think in terms of proving it, no. But in terms of looking at the mythology and folklore and cultural impact, that's where you've got tangible discussion. Um, I love skeptics and debunkers are both needed. It grounds me, but my belief system is very different. Lots of people are way more on my Native American side. Some people are way more on the Christian side or whatever religion they're part of. It's often part of faith, um, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and it needs to be taken into consideration. I haven't seen the movie. Um, I mean, I've got all of the. Oh, I've got all of the. Because I'm doing. Crow had suggested with my academic history, looking at old photography with, with the um, fake photographs. I'm going to be looking at a few, but I am looking at the Cottingley Fairies. I've done the story for the Cottingley Fairies. It is an interesting story, and it went a long time because I mean I remember some people still believing it. I'm giving away the video, but I mean one of the girls admitted to it eventually, but they would never admit to one of them. I think there was something like 6 photographs, and they would still say that one of them was real. But the interesting thing is, I actually put the photograph into AI, and it's very interesting the result what AI picked up on. So just to say, because of what happened with that, you will see it when I eventually put the video out. But what happened with me putting it into AI, one of the fairies pictures, it is possible that AI could end up helping AI be debunked, if that makes sense. Everyone's belief should be respected, unfortunately it doesn't happen. No, it doesn't. It's not anywhere. It's great that everyone gets a chance to start ranting and raving at the screen when I hear something inaccurate. Yeah, that's why I eventually went in. I'm a believer in life existing beyond this place, I pray, but I do think we have a lot of ideas wrong about how it really works. And very wrong about cat balls, yeah, and dowsing rods. I mean, I believe there's existing beyond this realm. It's labels I don't like. I don't like the labels of ghost. I mean, I've some of my experiences. I've never said there were people who died or anything. I'm already behind in chat. I'm only reading it. The footballification of many things due to social media has made people think they need to take a side. Believe you're a skeptic, be a 40 and up, and be neither. Yeah, that's. I've always said I'm in the middle. It's like a sliding scale. You've got skeptics right the way to absolutely won't believe, and you've got believers right the way to blindly believe, and you've got people in the middle who, I believe in the possibilities, but I want explanations. And all of my experiences, I've always tried to debunk, even before I knew what debunking was. Actually, yes, Cree, look at Charles Fortier. John Boy's going to do his dusting. Oh, God, he's such a little housewife. Oh, yeah, me too. Me too, Mr. President. Justin's live was very interesting last night. Yeah, I need to catch up on that. Because I've been wanting somebody to cover the cage in some time. Yeah, I couldn't see anything specific. I just think it was probably too much. And I get that. I get that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Failing. The only thing we have to go on are the NDA and biblical accounts that claim time is not the same. Space-time has been proven to be bendable, so here time here is commonly construed. Not a lot. Do you know something? And unfortunately, I don't have a brain for science and for physics. I wish I did, because that's kind of where I go with a lot of the. I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. None of us will probably see it in our lifetime, but I think eventually science will explain a lot of things. I don't mean that the. I don't even like the word I prefer the word paranormal to mean not explained yet. I think science will explain a lot of things, maybe not in the way that some people would like them explained. I wish I could get my head wrapped around quantum physics more and things like that. Um, we need to look at different things other than it's the ghost of somebody who's passed on. Just a step to fully out of context. All the attacks later come up. Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, just running lives, we're all on alert. Sucks. That's what gets me. If some scientists say that time isn't real, all the material is within a view is pointless. Yeah. Somebody said this morning. Was it somebody in my chat? In Crow's live about aliens. It's like there's this theory that it's us coming back from the future. Sounds, sci-fi, but things like time and just the universe in general and the way things work, we don't know enough yet. No idea about a Tea Party topic yet. Ideas greatly received. He's chased down the quayside by fans. I'd have bet. He wasn't here. That doesn't happen in Northumberland. Well, you're in Northumberland, so people are far more. People like, there's a big celebrity there, but they won't do the big fan thing. No. I'm not sure who said it's not real, but it's tangible to us. It can be bent. That's what we know about it here. Outside of that, we can test an untestable claim. That's where science needs to catch up. You have quantum physicists who can sort of do the math and postulate possibilities, but science hasn't caught up and able to test a lot of this stuff out. Pizza shouldn't be moist bottomed. It bloody well shouldn't. I really have to sit and concentrate when Penny Biddler's on the science, not my forte. Most of the time, students were putting water balloons on the taps, so virtually got no science ed at all. I didn't get a lot. Although my best, because for me back in the day, it was biology, chemistry, and physics. I gave up biology. I was actually the one I was best at actually was physics, ironically. Everybody talking about moist bottoms. Sorry, I'm just trying to croak it. Felt sorry for Jeff though. It was his birthday live. It was a bit like a kid's birthday party when the birthday boy gets upset by other kids. I know. Uh, Many people are not strong in science, so if you're not going to investigate scientifically. That's why I feel a workbook should be made from a science side. Um, I agree with that, Friday, actually. Um, you see, I'm not a science head, Cree, but if I was an investigator, I'm not. I'm not. Don't intend to be. I wouldn't be able to do it health-wise. But if I was, I think it's probably the researcher in me. It would be um, natural for me to log everything, to write everything down. I won't be able to help myself. Uh, I slept soundly from 9:30 during Bristol's to 8 this morning. I was exhausted. Uh, Grapes and hot chocolate is not a good oh, no, I'm not surprised. Um, I'm going to throw the sand grenade in here. Why is the external seen as more real than the internal? Aren't concepts real? Aren't ideas, thoughts, and creations from the imagination real? I'm kind of with Stu on that. And I'll tell you why. It's weird. And Cree's an author, actually. So Cree can tell me if this happens to her. Is because when I was a lot younger, I used to write a lot of fiction. And it's, I suppose sometimes it happens in other stuff as well, but sometimes I would be writing something, whatever story it was, whatever chapter it was. And sometimes it almost felt like it was writing itself. It almost surprised me when something, it sounds weird. And it may just be the brain working forwards, sort of being faster than, you're aware of. But sometimes I would actually sort of be writing a sentence or a paragraph and be like, oh, where did that come from? So yeah, that's a fascinating take, to be honest. Am I muted? Oh, I did mute when Mum came in. Sorry, Mum came in. Yeah, and the problem with such strong standpoints from people is I think sometimes people feel they've got to pick a side. My feeling with anybody who wants to learn about anything is start. There's so much about the paranormal. There's no correct answer to that. You always do it methodically and go, say, start with the Victorians, etc. But you don't have to. Just find something that interests you. Just start going down that rabbit hole of research. I know, chat's jumping on me. Frozen grapes. Everyone with paranormal experiences should be listened to. It is personal and we know what happened to us. We know. Hear that a lot. We know. I say that a lot. I know it happened. You can believe it or not, but respect the experience. And that's what the Believe in Me project's all about. I will always take stories of people's personal experiences. I do want to actually create a book from it. I've already got some in from people. People have already sent them in. Hope all's okay when join channel next time. It sounds really strange last night. Could have been YouTube though, as hopefully that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, Crow had a bit of problem this morning. The other thing is, StreamYard have changed. If you're in StreamYard, they've changed things around a little bit. Because I have noticed the sound's gone a bit backwards on StreamYard, but I've had to adjust mine today. And so I've had a bit of problem. Bristol were having problems. There were people in the chat who were saying that, the they were having more problems. I was here in Bristol fine. I was occasionally hearing Sean cut out because they were sharing the microphone. Um, so, if the skeptics and debunkers are not willing to put in writing what they are looking for, do they really have a right to complain it's not done that way? I think if investigators don't take into consideration the cultural studies, semiotics, and maybe Jungian concepts, they're really missing out on the full story. Well, that's my specialism, the cultural studies side, semiotics, etc. So, and history. To me, it's there's a thing in cultural studies called time of production. You know, we have to look at things, what was going on around the event at the time, as to the way people responded to it. You know, we can look back at certain events of the past, and we get sometimes we can get all judgy about them. But you think, you have to consider what was going on at the time, how people, what culture was like at the time, as to how it was looked at when it was actually happening. You've got to do that. Um, it's the first thing. One of the first things I used to teach film students is you look at a movie, you have to take into consideration when it was made, what was going on in the world when the movie was made. Roger's been shopping, went out for DVD cases and came back with them, another pair of shoes and a couple of shirts. I think I'm satisfied now. Um, sounds exhausting just going out shopping. Let's face it, even if they prove ghosts aren't real, if they ever can, it doesn't prove someone after isn't possible. Some proves we just don't stick around. And it's something I need to research, but I am of the sort of mind that we're not supposed to know everything. I just don't think we're supposed to know everything. And I don't want us to know everything because we need mystery. I keep banging on about that, but we need mystery. Oh no, Andy, disappointing even with a pancake mix. Oh, I didn't even realise it was Stroke Tuesday. You almost choked on a Pringle. That's not good, babe. I've had to stop eating my mint imperials because I was choking. Autism means I take what fun I can get. Yeah, me too. I think all creators should work with debunkers. In my experience, working with Beardo on investigation works very well. You learn a lot and find yourself doing a lot differently. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an investigator. I'm a researcher. I'm also picking crow's brain. Sorry, just compare the chat. How far behind am I? 10 minutes. You learn all the time when you work with debunkers. I haven't changed the way I investigate now. It's the right way of doing things. There you go. Just to reinforce, actually, can you say with Bristol? It's just sort of going for live streams, they're having fun, they're sort of joking around, they're sort of lovely with the chat, etc. But take their investigations very, very seriously. And because I did a live with Sandra and Sean a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and as well as on the live, we're chatting afterwards, and yeah. So look out for their investigations. Will you put Bristol's link in the chat? It's a bit like the Matrix, isn't it? What did I say? I can't remember what I said. The thing is, Cree, the only thing I would say, and I've had my experiences, I've got my beliefs, etc. Sorry, my chat's jumped. Let me just go back to Cree's comment. You have science coming in and saying this doesn't work like this or that, it isn't done correctly, they should have done this. My feeling with science is, this is why I like the quantum physics route, to be honest, is just because something can't be proved now doesn't mean it can't be proved in the future. But science works like everything else. For the most part, you can't suddenly jump forward in science. It has to be in stages. And I think that sometimes needs to be remembered. The DVD cases were so I could jack up my monitor to the right height for my chair. Dang, oh, the work getting in the way of your morning entertainment again, Sage Rat. Horrid work. Horrid work. I personally don't think science can be used to prove the paranormal. I think it can. Or at least some of it. But it's not ready. It's not there yet that it's in a position to. I'm not saying it can prove everything, by the way. And there's a lot of things that have been and gone that it's, unless they can build a time machine, they're never going to prove. A lot of the stuff I'll be discussing. But that would be a job for Kenny if scientific methods should be used. I reckon good going through all his videos would retrieve some gold. I might do that one day. The lady, if you go through all his videos, start at the beginning. Oh, some of Kenny's early videos. He's been running that channel for a while. That's all I'm going to say. Go into oldest or whatever it is on YouTube. Not latest, oldest. He was less diplomatic back then. Harrison Ford was walking with his wife in the UK and met a couple, asked about nearby gastropubs. They told him, then said, never mind you, it's deer. Bloody is. That's not a problem, Andy. Oh, jury service. Oh no. Yuck. Never again. Never again. And if you're in the UK, you can be called back. They can stuff off. Does that mean my dreams are real? Never know. We tend to stick to our areas of strength when tackling scams. If someone's area is in medicine or cybersecurity or something, we stick to our skill sets. Maybe that can be implemented. Yes. I mean, I stick to mine. I mean, if I was healthy enough, yeah, I could go out and do investigation. I wouldn't know what I was doing. And yeah, there's plenty of people I could ask. I could ask Crystal, I could ask Joe. I could also talk to Crow about it, but it's not that I haven't got the access to people that would be able to advise me. But my skill set is cultural studies, and if I decide if I did ever, I've done a couple of debunks. If actually no, I'm not a debunker, but I am a film analyst. I can analyse the hell out of film. We all have our skills, and there's a lot of transferable skills with the paranormal. It is Tuesday. I dreamt I was in an extremely haunted house with demons and everything. I was possessed at one point too. But we gaming beforehand. Um, Mr. Gray was going to drive me home from somewhere, and he was really annoyed that he had to drive me. Oh my god, yes, so it's so hard to explain, but I always say I'm not right. That yeah, it sounds weird, but sometimes it feels as though it's right in itself. It's almost like I don't want to don't understand what I'm about to say, but the best way I can explain is you channeling it. It's like I say, it maybe just be the brain working faster than your consciousness, but um, my old boss used to have a file of records we did for every time we investigated. We could compare temperature, weather, compare them over the. See that would be what I did. I'd do. I mean, I don't like the gadgets, but if I was to take anything like the spirit box with me, I would be writing down every single effing word that thing said. Uh, I had a dream where Richard D. Grant kidnapped me. Awesome. I've had dreams recently that referred to dreams when I was a kid and almost forgotten about, like my dreams with shared universe. Never heard about them. I actually have had that, um, where I'm in a dream and I recognise it from the previous dream. Uh, I've had the same dreams for over 30 years. I have a recurring dream about a very creepy lady. I don't get recurring so much, but I do get sort of. I'll be in a dream and I'll think I've dreamt this little bit, or I've dreamt about this place before. Um, I know dreams are good at convincing you something is real, but after I wake, I remember more about those dreams and even roughly how old I was when I had them. See, I don't remember most of my dreams, so I tend to pay attention. As soon as I wake up, I can forget what I've dreamt about. But um, I do tend to pay attention to the ones I remember. Uh, my dreams are wild and crazy. My stepdad says I'm weird. Don't tell me something I don't know. It's going to take me the whole life to get to the bottom of this chat, isn't it? Yeah, the wounded empath. Yeah, I agree. Um, our brain is constantly filtering the data we see, and sometimes I wonder if apparitions are not our own brain misinterpreting data it has received. See, I've always had a belief that in paranormal events, I'm going to put it like that, and I've had multiple, but I was actually always skeptical about actually seeing anything. Didn't disbelieve people who said they had, but I was always very skeptical about that. Most of mine were auditory, but I have possibly seen. I call it full body apparition because I won't use the word ghost. I know I've seen a shadow figure. What that was, but that was my brain. What it was, but that's I have actually seen both of those. Only two though. It's only two I've actually been aware of seeing. Uh, with time travel, I always wondered if it was us from the future. Yeah, 'cause that's why we have so many different types of UFOs we weren't as advanced. Yeah, that was a theory put forward this morning. Uh, Cancelled is an expression I have issues with. Cancelled. Jung's book on alchemy and its symbols is amazing. I've downloaded actually a Jung book. I can't remember what it's called. Um, I'll have a look actually. In Greek mythology, there's a centaur who could heal any wound except his own. Um, I might have downloaded more than one, but I know I've downloaded one. Refresh myself from it. Because it's been a while. Oh, spirituality and the paranormal. I'm sure I'd seen the alchemy one though. I downloaded that one. Uh, I had experiences since I was a child. I have feelings like when I know company is cunning or someone close is about to pass, and it's always scared my kid. It's funny, you know, Sheila, because I don't remember this, but my grandmother, who lived, my grandparents lived with us when I grew up, and before we moved up here, Mum and Dad actually came up here to look for a place to live and jobs, etc. I stayed with my grandparents in Jackstow, and Mama used to told me later that Mum's youngest sister was called Cynthia, and she still lived in the town at that point. And Mama said that the number of times I would actually go to the window and say, "Tinty's coming." I used to call her Tinty. Tinty's coming, Tinty's coming. And Mama would say, "No, she's not coming today." And it's not like I'd seen her. About 20 minutes to 30 minutes later, she'd actually turn up. Could have been a coincidence, by the way, but she said I did that quite a few times. Um, uh, I think all of our brains have so much untapped potential that we're just not in tune with. I personally believe investigators should leave their egos and any preconceptions at the doors here, and just be willing to be led by the evidence rather than let confirmation bias steer them. Yeah, preaching to the choir, Wes. This is why I love AP. Can we put APRS link in the chat, by the way, as well? Thank you. There's Bristol's. Just whether you are a believer or a skeptic or somewhere in the middle, please do investigations going in neutral. You know, stop looking for ghosts. Look for the evidence. Look for the happenings that happen. You know, things that happen that you need to sort of investigate further. Totally agree. Going in with a non-believer attitude is still going in with a belief. Yes, thank you. Yes, go in neutral, not skeptic, not believer. Go whatever, wherever you are on that scale. Go in neutral. Um. We shout out a lot of small channels on here, Wendy. It was me that suggested Ghosters do the 5 o'clock on the Saturday after me. I haven't done much today, but normally I do. Do you know something? The other thing with documenting everything, it's all very well having the footage, and yes, we need the footage. I'm not having a go at that. But the more evidence we collect, look at how much evidence APRF collect if you watch APRF, and if you don't, please show them some love. All the data that they collect, etc. Think of it as I've fully don't. I'm the full opinion. We won't prove anything in our lifetimes. I'd be very, very surprised if anything, if even the slightest gets proven in our lifetime. But we need to collect that stuff for future generations. You know, I said in a video recently, we are standing on the shoulders of people like Houdini and Conan Doyle. So many people in the Victorian era and in the early 20th century, the magicians, the sort of the researchers. There were other writers. Dickens was involved. You know, other organisations. We stand on their shoulders. We didn't invent it. We stand on their shoulders, and it would be nice to think that there are people, including connected with the community, whether it's investigators, researchers, or debunkers, that one day one or two of those people will be standing on their shoulders, and we need to collect the evidence in order to be able to do that. Uh, Kenny's old videos, he's a bullshit biddle. They're awesome. Kenny's old videos are awesome. Go watch Kenny's old video. Uh, Interesting how science gets to be the scapegoat for using common sense. Yeah, it's that science isn't the enemy. Um, it's it's what's needed, and just pure common sense is what needs to balance it all out. Like I say, going in neutral. Um, if science can't prove something, doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But I think it just means science isn't ready. Again, I don't believe it would prove everything, but I do think it will uncover a lot of things eventually. Children seem to be more in tune with things because they're so innocent and pure. Maybe that's why they see things more than we do. Our minds get more cloudy with age and life. Do you know, it's funny, I've had loads of paranormal experiences. I don't remember many as a kid. Of course, it could be that I was literally just didn't think about it then. Watch out, Biddle's about. I hope not. But with this conversation, you'll put me right. I'm on a bad day as it is. Maybe Dreamworld is just another universe. Yeah, no. Better stop being critical about science, though. The only thing I would say about science is some do, but you know, I think the word "yet" needs to be added to it sometimes. Science hasn't proved it yet. Doesn't mean it won't in the future. But when I don't know, the first hot air balloon dirigible was created, people didn't think, oh, we'll next step the moon. Yeah, might have fantasized about it. You know, H.G. Wells and Jules Verne and people like that would write about it, but they didn't think, oh, we can go to the moon now. We're not very careful. Yeah. Kenny looked so young when he first. I know. Uh, Honestly, they're highly recommended. Um, when I go back to something I wrote a while ago, it's like reading something by someone. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Uh, what day is it? It's Tuesday today, so Beardo will be on tonight. Um, Crow went live this morning. Seg went live this morning. I think Tuesdays are a bit quieter, to be honest. Bristol, are you on tomorrow? Or is Sandra on tomorrow? Obviously, Justin will be live on Thursday. Chimp's Tea Party. I don't know if he came up with his title. Uh, why is Raven calling me? Sarah, I had a dream I was eating a giant Oh, don't go there, Wes. I've had dreams about people dying, and they did. At that time, my Father Ted dream was printed in 14 times. Um, yes, used in writing for 14 times, if you know the magazine. I've looked at that for years. Um, yeah, I do have dream experiences, which I will cover. Um, don't dream about me, mate. James, uh, I find those dreams weird. Um, I still find it. It sounds strange, but I still get unnerved if I dream about my dad. You know, when I dream that they're sort of alive again, they've some come back. It's like not- um, I have nightmares about falling and ending up on the floor. Oh, and end up on the floor. Oh God, hang on. I've just really Dave back in chat. What am I doing to me chat? Hang on, keeps going up and down. Uh, Hang on, just let me write that down. Memories, dreams, recollections. Uh, um, Egg sausage toast with cheese and coffee. Don't, I haven't eaten yet. No political crap, please. What? I don't understand what that means. Um, there's no politics in this chat, Dave. I don't allow it. Uh, I fell asleep I fell out of bed when I was still asleep. I woke up midday and hit the deck. I winded myself and it hurt. Oh no! There's APR's channel. Um, One of mine I have to research as I think there was a place to in a time to do with Austrian painter and his friends. It's so evil and dark that I'm scared to go back into that dream. Yeah, that's the other thing when you sort of have it redreaming something and you kind of recognise it's not a good one and you think, oh no, no. Uh, After the investigation, review the evidence and give different interpretations. Exactly. I suppose it's the researcher in me, but that's to me is you can tell, for example, with Wes and Lisa, because I know Wes reads and reads and reads on the paranormal. He always has done. So um, he's going to come at it from so many different perspectives and not just follow one doctrine. I don't think Bristol do either. They're the investigators you want to watch. Um, uh, Location should just be documented, in my opinion, not judged one way or the other. Exactly. There's a location near me. At one point, about a year ago, I sent Mythos some locations in Northumberland. Um, I didn't send him one of them because I wanted to do a deep dive into it first. But there's a location near me that I've heard a story about. Somebody I respect. But there's a lot of history involved in it, and I really want to try and find out the history first. And I'll recommend it to somebody. Uh, It's Caroline going, you get some rest, sweetness. My approach is a journalistic one as well as 40 and describe the details, give the different explanations and leave it up to a reader. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the way it should be written anyway. I mean, that's the academic way of doing it. And even if you have your own opinion, you can say your own opinion at the end, but sort of put enough argument in there that people can make their own minds up. Not enough of that is done either. Present the evidence. I was trying to say, what if you took and you really, really open-minded people and then look like a toddler and don't tell them anything and let them check it out and see what the kids say. Yeah. It's funny, because one of the experiences I've talked about a little bit on the channel, I will do a thing on it, at best friend's house. This was a few years ago, or quite a few years ago. She lived in this sort of little sort of terrace cottage that had all sorts of things happening in it. And it wasn't till, and her son at the time was about 4 years old, and it wasn't till he was about 10 or 11 that he actually said, "Oh, I used to play with a little boy in there. I used to visit him in his room." So yeah, sometimes kids won't always say things at the time. Sarah Plank, go sis. Okay. My gran used to say when I was younger, I used to sleepwalk and talk in a foreign language she'd never heard of. Wish she'd have recorded it for me. Sarah, I was just on the way to the toilet. What timing? But yeah, I'm live tomorrow, probably open mic. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, so Bristol Paranormal, Sandra does a live on a Wednesday. Usually 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Just let me have a look, see if they've got a thing up. Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 9. Don't know if the thumbnail's up yet. No, but check out tomorrow for their live. I've lost StreamYard. There it is. Both my parents are gone, but I still dream about them. It's not a big deal. Like, oh, they're here. Yeah, no, it's not just dreaming about somebody. I sometimes dream about my grandmother, especially. It's when I'm dreaming that Dad died, but he's come back. That freaks me out. But I don't like those dreams. With the paranormal, it should always be explored and methods tried because it's a mystery, and every true step will be a step in finding the truth. It's step by step. People need to be patient. We are literally where we are now. Like I say, I don't think it will be proved. Anything will be proven in our life. Certainly not in mine. But it's important for us to honour that tradition so that when the time comes and sort of, something may happen that people want to look into, they've got all of that research there, all of those investigations there to look back on. Keep your white chocolate, Dave. Trying to, I don't know if I can't think of trying to write in a dream. I wrote a short story in 91, 92 about ads being forced into people's minds. It was rejected at the time, but I think I predicted today. Yeah. Okay. Just seen the comment. Dave will probably be live on Thursday night, and then after me on Saturday. That's all I'm going to say because that was passive aggressive. Right, I'm back, guys. Oh, thank goodness, Sean. We did what we did without you. I thought the whole stream was going to fall apart. Right, so it's 8 o'clock tomorrow. So 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. US East, 7 a.m. Sydney. Hey, Ryan. I'm going to address this, okay, just to say something, because we had issues this morning. And I have to say that Crow, myself, two people who were very generous with giving out information, shouting channels out, because it's needed. It's how I got started. You know, Crow, I didn't expect a shout out from Crow, and I got one, and you know, I thought it was my responsibility. My first reaction was, "Oh God, I better make sure there's something on the channel worth watching if people are going to go over." That's how we grow in this community, and that's why this community works. But there is you've got to leave it up to the individual channel as to how they do it. And there's no right or wrong way. It's down to the individual channel. But the general, I would say 95+% of channels in this community have their own way of doing it, and they will do the shout outs. They will recommend people. Some people won't put links in the chat. Some people will put a lot of links in the chat. I have shout out lives where I just say, "Look, go nuts," you know, think everybody. But no live, anybody's live is a billboard for people to come in and just use it for that. It's when people just use it for that. Dave doesn't. He comes in and he chats. That's fine. You know, I'm not having to go at Dave on this one. But there are people who will come in and say, "Oh, hello, you know, I've just released a video," and then, you know, suddenly they're gone. You know, it's not fair on the content creator. I've had issues from Crow's Live this morning with somebody. Somebody who said to me, because I'm, as the moderator, I was the one that had to deal with it. And, "Oh, yeah, as a community, you're supposed to be sharing links." No, it's not. It's not fair on another person. The issue was people announcing somebody else going live while the live was still on. It's not fair on people. You know, it's like I don't know, going into McDonald's to order something and somebody going, hey, come on, there's a Burger King next door. Let's, you know, come there and come to us instead. You don't want to eat here. So, you know, when people make comments about, well, you know, some channels don't shout everybody out. Yeah, they do. It's just a certain way of doing it, and I mean, I've spent ever since I've been live, I've been shouting people out, and I have done today. Now, when I first, I am going to finish with this by saying at this point about saying, before I actually was a paranormal channel, because I was an art channel, and I've been in the community for about 5 years, and I remember you going into Beardo's lives, and Beardo wouldn't share links, and he wouldn't shout people out. And I used to think he was really mean for that, but I actually get it now, you know, because at the end of the day, if you're shouting somebody out, you're putting links in the chat. People remember where they got that shout out from. I'm talking about people who go, "Oh, I'll go over to that channel, have a look." You know, so you're sort of basically recommending people. So you want to be sure about who you're recommending. This is a blessed community. You know, I mean, I've got just over 1,000 subs. I've got 34 people in the chat still. Even though I've been going for sort of nearly 2.5 hours. I think I had nearly 50 in at the beginning when I first started going live. That's incredible for Channel Pro for just over 1,000 subs, by the way. I've watched some channels that have 10, 20, 30 times more subs than me, and they'll have a live and they'll have less than 10 people in. But because we're in a community, and we have a very generous community, we have a very generous chat, who will go over to people's channels and have a look. They'll go over to other people's lives. You hop from live to live in this community. You see the same people. They're amazing, absolutely amazing. And I don't think the chat get enough credit. I don't think the subscribers get enough credit. They're as much part of this community as content creators are, that mods are, that anybody is. They are what keep the community going. And they are very, very generous. So, but it's the way it's worked, and it does work when you. I would rather be able to say. So I can see Bristol on there. I'd rather be able to say, go over to Bristol's channel. I've described what Bristol's lives are like in this channel. I've described how they investigate. I've described how rotten Sean is to me a lot of the time, and yet he thinks he's so innocent and he never misbehaves. Joking. But it's John Boy's just started it. John Boy. Actually, I haven't shouted John Boy out today. Don't forget, John Boy's got a channel. If he hasn't got a wedding, he does gaming and vlogs. But Rob's just started a channel on Orkney. I'm very much going to be promoting that. I really want to see Rob's channel do well, and he's literally just started. But don't forget also, if you're a channel, don't forget the people who do shout you out in the early stages, because I've had that so many times. You do get burned. You get people who come into the chat all the time, and you promote them, and they expect it, and then they get to a certain number of subs and you don't see them again, or you rarely see them. So it's a two-way thing. Sorry, that's partly because of stuff that was happening earlier, but I'm probably way behind again. There are strange things that go on and capture strange voices like noises, but it's proving what we're hearing is paranormal. That's the problem. I feel things need investigating. Yeah. People, I mean, if you've got the luxury to be able to visit the same investigation, the same location time and time again, I think that's amazing. And if you're aware of what's happened with Seg, was it last week? There was a controversy with he'd done an investigation at the villa, got into trouble with the owner because he says, it's not haunted, or we don't think it's haunted, and they took great exception to that. There is a growing trend against I don't know if it happens in the UK, but in the US, there's a growing trend of people who don't like their locations being criticised. And I get that, it's a business, but some people can't win. They welcome real investigators and debunkers coming in, and then when the debunker or the skeptic comes in and says, nothing happened, they throw the toys out the cot. So yeah, looking forward to the Priest Cottage footage. I'm always dreaming about travelling, missing a train or missing a bus, or having to get on a bloody plane because I'm terrified of flying. Ryan is a Spookfest. It's a Spookfest. I love Spookfest. Do you know something? Talk about something. You put Ryan's link in the chat. Ryan has an encyclopedic bloody knowledge of the stuff I need to be researching. So he knows his stuff, Ryan. And the other thing with Ryan is he doesn't give a crap what people think about what he believes or doesn't believe. It's just a true passion. He goes out there, he researches what he wants to do, he investigates where he wants to investigate. He doesn't stick to the usual locations. Please show him some love if you haven't seen him. Um, I've realised recently that I hear voices in streams or other running water. It's an autism thing. I guess that makes me wonder whether their sacred springs and water comes from. Uh, Thanks for letting us know about Sarah how it all works in the shout outs when lives are on and not going to happen. See where you're coming from. Yeah, you know, it's weird because I'm sort of modding for other people, and I'm instantly deleting comments. People say, "Oh, such and such's gone live." But as you mod, first of all, you have to go by what the content creator wants, not by what you think. Sometimes it's difficult. Bloody segs are nightmare to mod for because of all the people I mod for, he's the one that gets the trolls in, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like comments being deleted unless you absolutely have to." And the live, you're most likely to want to delete comments. But yeah, that's what it is. It's not being mean, and this isn't just me. This isn't just my channel. This is everybody else's channel as well. That's why it's viewed like that. I already feel awkward when I get a shout out. I always thank the mods, but it's the last thing I'd be asking. That's so thanks for. I subbed to Mr. Prism yesterday. I haven't had a proper look at your channel yet. Yeah, but you can put Mr. Prism's in. I subbed yesterday. I finally got around to subbing yesterday. Shouldn't self-promote on people's channel. That's down to the creator. That's live. That is rude, yeah. And also, by the way, can I just say, self-promotion. People say, "Well, I'm not self-promotion. I'm talking about another channel." It counts as promotion if you're doing it on behalf of another channel, because that's a trick some people use. By the way. So I do delete stuff in Bristol's lives though. Sadly, I can't delete the hosts. Tried yesterday, I couldn't find a button. I don't trust Beardo, I've seen him dance. So it's down to the creator of the channel you're on, yeah. To be honest, if I know you've got what I tend to do is if I see somebody and I know they've got, it's quite like Mr. Prism, when I realise somebody's got a channel, I'll often go over and check and just have a look. And I did subscribe to Mr. Prism. Seg reached 50,000 subs. Pretty good for a dude who wears an LED mask. Yeah, 50,000 subs. He could fill a bloody stadium now for that karaoke he sings. Bristol are very generous about shout-outs. Not all shout-outs on some, not all lives when we get the mods, but Lincoln sometimes some channels are missed. But there's so many channels, like we can't remember them all. Yeah. I mean, apart from anything else, for example, in Bristol, I concentrate on linking them, the Discord and their Facebook and merch, etc. I'll always listen out if somebody asks me to link somebody. Bloody, I was the only mod in Segs. He was like, "Can one of the mods link Chris's?" No, it was somebody in chat actually. Link Chris's channel. He was with Chris Netzel, and I'm like, "Oh, Candy normally does that because I can't get on TikTok." So I ended up having to go and find the YouTube channel because he has a YouTube channel as well. So one of the things I love most about this community, it's rare for anyone to mock others for their beliefs on a subject we might question, but that's for clarity. There you go. But Sarah, you love the banter and it cheers you up. You keep saying yourself that. I can't function without banter if I'm not ripping it out my mates them. Oh, me, it's not a good day. Uh, there's the Spook Fest. There's Ryan's channel. Please show Ryan some love. Uh, um, Sarah's an amazing mod, though I do take the piss, but it keeps her alert. Bristol actually asked me to be a mod because I don't mess around with trolls. They'd had some troll problems, and I don't take prisoners with trolls. That zap gone. I wouldn't care, you know. It's Seg had a live. I think it was when he'd first talked. I think it was a live where he first talked about the fact he'd been, you know, the whole drama thing, doxed, etc. And there were loads of trolls in, and but like I say, unless you absolutely have to, Seg doesn't like the comments deleted. So I'm giving warnings, warning after warning, and then sort of timing people out, and then, you know. And Beardo's like the next day saying, "Oh yeah, see in my chat, just get rid of these people." But Sarah, you know, she was giving them, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's because bloody Seg. That's the way Seg wants you to do it. Yeah, Bristol's chat, Crow's chat, my chat, yeah, gone. I always say in my chat, you know, trolls coming into my chat, you know, there's bigger trolls in my chat. They're all in blue. Uh, mm. Oh, that's a good point, actually, Mr. Prism. Might be on something. Back in the day when autism signs started showing in kids, they would blame the fairies for taking the children and replacing them. Hmm. I've got a book somewhere which I can't find. I did a conference years ago with a lady called Miss Mary something. I'm just trying to find the book. I have actually done a video on fairies being in a lot of cultures they're very evil little gits. I think it's called The Dark Side of Fairy Folklore, the video. But yeah, she wrote a brilliant book about you know, basically how, you know, fairies aren't all Tinkerbell. And I really like that, Mr. Prism. Uh, Shout outs is how we help Thomas grow, exactly. The thing is, just one more thing, and I'll get off my soapbox. The thing is, shout outs are amazing, and I've grown my channel out of shout outs. Um, but at the end of it, you can't keep growing with shout outs alone. You've got to have stuff there that people will start coming to you as well. Get into the algorithm, people start coming to you. And people think a link in the chat is going to get people over to the channel. Do you know how fast those chats go? Do you know how much bloody good a link in Seg's chat is? When it's going at 100 miles an hour, nobody's going to click that while the live's on. If I have one that I want people to, you know, somebody's got a live coming up or a video I'm highlighting, I'll do it at the end of the chat. If somebody's live after me, I said to one of the mods on Saturday, you know, Dave will be live after me, but leave it until the end of the chat before you put it, because otherwise nobody's going to scroll back up a chat to find a link. It does help channels grow, but it's down to the content creator which channels that they're shouting about, for the reason I've just said. I mean, I mod for Bristol. Say some lives, it's a bit like mine. I haven't done that many today, but there's some of my lives that I will literally. Sometimes I'll say to the mods at the beginning of the chat, just link anybody, just anybody that comes in that's got a channel, just link them. It's usually on a Saturday. I call them shout out Saturdays. But there's other lives when it's like today. I've done a lot of talking today, and about the paranormal and stuff. So it's when I've seen somebody in chat, they put a link in the chat. And Bristol's the same. Sometimes we put loads of links in, and other times, I think last night there weren't that many because of the way the live was. Seg would clear a stadium with that singing. He bloody would. Actually, 50,000 subs and can't keep up with chat. I know, isn't it crap? Honestly, why bother with it? Seg couldn't keep up when he had bloody 500 subs. Mind you, I'm getting as bad as Seg, so I can't really say anything. Seg karaoke tour went. Hopefully never. I was useless linking stuff this morning because I was on my tablet. I think I only linked for Crow this morning, actually. Remember 4 months. Thank you, Paranormal by the Sea. How are you doing? How are you guys? Paranormal's linking. How are we doing? Negotiation demand. I want to shout out all day, 24 hours a day, or else. There you go. There you go, Bristol. I have all the channels on speed dial, which is also my homepage. If I get asked to find a channel, I look there, but sometimes I can't see for looking. Oh, do you know what? I am sub to so many channels. It's a pain in the neck sometimes. It's all right if it's a channel that will come up quickly, or if they're in the chat, you can actually click on the link on the name in the chat, and it'll take you straight to the channel. But yeah. Raven, get some sleep, sweetie. Lena's cheat sheet. I don't. I'm crap. I don't. White chocolate bunnies. No. Betty's lurking. Not a problem. I'm going to be trolling World of Warcraft. My tinnitus makes me hear birds song. If I tune into it, it can be quite restful. God, I hate my tinnitus. I don't get it very often, but no. Taken by fairies. People think that's what changelings were. Worse still to cure them, and they'd leave them out overnight in stone circles, etc. Gnomes scare you? I don't like gnomes. No, I'm sure she was called Mary something. I know I got the book somewhere. I suck so bad, right? It's probably in the bloody garage. If I find the book, I'll give you the titles too. I saw that, Sean. Seg loves to have conversations before he gets pissy with people. Do you know, Seg did one of the best put downs with somebody coming in. I'm going to tell you who it was as well. Jay Carts came in. I think this is a couple of months ago. Jay Carts came into the chat. The very first thing he said was, "Oh, I've got a video coming out, on this." I can't remember what the subject was. I've got a video coming out on this. Seg went nuts. He's like, "Oh, what? First thing you say is to promote your business. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Free advertising." Seg's got a better way of handling that for me than I have. I tend to come across as stroppy. I'm in a quiet taste. Cake and coffee for you tomorrow's for your birthday. Oh, thank you. Sorry I can't be here on chat, but I have to be with Mum and Dad. It's condition. Mum needs all the support. You look after you and your mum and dad first. with anybody else. And I think it's awesome that you're doing that. I know from experience how hard it is. So good on you, Wendy, and thank you so much for the £10, you treasure. Um, Actually, do you know what? I haven't said to Link Friday because with the Link Friday, um, I'm not scary one. I'm one that's been laying on its side in the weeds for years or so. What? Uh, do you know something? The older you are, I haven't even bothered. Bestie's a psychologist, and then about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I said, "Do you actually think I'm autistic?" I've been sure I am. And we actually went through it, and she said, yes. I mean, mildly, but um, I mean, I was a kid in the 70s. If they weren't diagnosing stuff like that back then. I did have a test in when I was about 5 or 6 at the doctor's because I was on phenobarbital for infantile fits till I was 6 years old. So they actually did, in air quotes, test me to make sure I was all right. But I had a brain. So I'm sitting in the doctor's waiting room. He's hiding somewhere watching me. And I'm just sort of playing with the toys going, "No, look, Mummy, a helicopter," you know. And the doctor just went, "Oh, she's fine." You know. They didn't test properly back then. Um, uh, People keep threatening me with white chocolate. I'm going to end soon. I'm surprised I've gone this long actually after the afternoon I've had. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Sarah's in this mood as it rocks. I'm sorry. I get on my soapbox sometimes, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their way of doing things. But don't come into me chat challenging me. Depending on where I stand in the sound changes. I have high frequency hearing loss, so I can't hear. I would be hopeless on the I was saying to Crow the other day, I would be hopeless on the investigation because with high frequency hearing loss, if you hear a sound, I think it's in front of me. It could end up being behind me. It's really weird. I have to look for where the sounds come from. So I can't accurately pinpoint sounds anyway. Thank you. That's Paranormal by the Seas channel. Julie, hey. I'm not going to plank you, Cree, on Crystal's recommendation. That's not going to happen. We don't even get our notifications sometimes. Oh no, notifications. I mean, notifications on YouTube have always sucked. They're especially bad at the minute. Clicking the channels and getting the link is not fast enough anymore. Oh, sweetie. It's birthday time. I never expect anything. It's birthday time, so it's really so before she puts me in so many live chats. I know. I want to do some more art lives, but I don't think I've got the energy at the minute. The G and gnome used to be pronounced, so did the K and knight and knob. Knife. Electrician came back. You have hot water. Awesome. Great. Awesome. 30 years to diagnose with autism. I put my hands since I was a baby. When I was teaching the 16 to 19-year-olds, not for autism, but for learning disabilities, And by the time that age, it's a real tough one to tackle. And I remember having one student who was brilliant in class and discussions. I mean, one of the best ones out of the entire year group. And I remember really looking forward to his first essay. And I looked at his first essay, and it was really badly written, really brief. And I thought, this isn't the same student. And I had to tackle that. And he said that he'd often wondered, but his parents wouldn't get him diagnosed. They did in the end because it came up and he wanted to go to uni, and he'd had the brains to go to uni to carry the subject on. And uni can help with things like he ended up being diagnosed as dyslexic. But uni can help with stuff like that. But yeah, some people have the stigma of it as well, the different conditions. I was 45 when I got my diagnosis, 50 when I got my ADHD diagnosis. I would, I'd go and try, but I've got enough. I'm having to deal with the doctors too much as it is. I think that's where mine's come from, Raven. All those pigs when I was younger, especially when I lived in London, going to sort of 3 or 4 a week, standing next to speakers. That's where my tinnitus has come from. Pinky, no problem being allergic. I hope you're all right, darling. Several stages of autism. Some people don't even know it, but you will notice struggle with certain things. Like for me, it's eye contact. Yeah, I have that problem, even with people I know. I actually have. If it's people I know, even if it's people I'm close to, I have to make an effort to do it. I still have to think about it. Bye, Sherry Ann. Have a good day. Son is autistic, a lot worse than me. I think what happened with me is, I mean, it never occurred to me. I don't think I knew what it was when I was a kid. I knew I was different, if you like. I never really cared about it. But I was aware that I was socially anxious and all the stuff like eye contact and you know, I think you just learn to navigate life with it. My hearing is awful, Sarah. Quite often Lisa's voice sounds like a constant whine. Lisa, I hope you heard that. Yeah. Would have been nice to know it earlier. Yeah, it's difficult, and yeah, I do that. I can be staring straight at somebody and not listening to a word they are saying. Vicky never apologised for being quiet and not knowing what to say, so maybe lurking. We love our lurky turkeys. Oh, good. Lisa, I'm glad you heard that. Make him suffer. Take care, Sarah. Have a lovely day tomorrow and with your mum too, and hope she stays well. It's nice to see a genuine channel. There's not many. No, there's not. Hooks. Thank you. Thank you so much, Randy. Appreciate it. I'm going to try and crow the chat because I want to start winding up. What time is it? Oh my god, it's 5 o'clock. I just want to see whatever pops in my head. Normally nothing to do with anything people are talking about. Oh, Spange excels at that, especially when Justin's in. We are a community of people with different conditions. Maybe it's the paranormal, I don't know. But, it shouldn't, it doesn't, we don't let it define us, and nobody should define us by it, so, yeah, I hate chaos. I mean, my hearing doesn't help with it either, but I hate noise. Cacophony. Yes, I've stood. Yeah, I've done that. Um, I'm sorry, I'll put in the chat so I can. Oh, Joe, he's still here. Hello, Joe. How we doing? Entity 7 Paranormal, guys. If you're not sub to Joe Vitale, you should be. It's got a new documentary out. It is with Matt, Evil Unearthed, which I believe is on Amazon. I don't know if it's on in every country yet. Is it on in every country? You can look at it on Amazon. Take care, Sarah. Big hugs. Try your best to be good. You first. Lead by example, Sean. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you. I made it to 59 like this, but ADHD at minimum explains a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm 59 on Thursday. And, damn it, changed my Wi-Fi channel, didn't change the buffering. I think YouTube's been, I've no idea if it's available in every country. It's on it's on Tubi as well, yes, and Prime and a few others. But it's on most, I mean, it's on here on Prime. I don't know if Raven's got it yet, because I know at one point, it was when you just released it though, Raven was saying that it was done in Sweden, but I think it's probably everywhere now, I would guess. I would hope. But yeah, it's on Tubi as well. That is, I'm just going to type in the name of the documentary. There you go. Evil Unearthed. Yeah. I can get American Tubi if I use a VPN. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. I don't know if you have to pay on Amazon though. I didn't when I watched it again, but I'd watched it on Joe's channel. Because before they released it, they did briefly put put it on the channels. Thank you so much for today. You'll never know how much you've helped. Oh, thank you, Laura Lee. Bless you. Thank you for everything. So, guys, I'm going to finish. And thank you, everybody, because I'm sorry I was late. Yes, it's a difficult day today, but it's been a nice distraction, I have to say. I didn't know if I was going to cope with the live, and it's actually done me good. So thank you, everybody. And like I say, same time on Thursday, I'm going to do my birthday live, so hopefully we can have some fun then. All right. So I will see you later. Toodles.
You call it, don't you call it a butty? Yeah, that's right. A butty. A bacon butty.
Bacon butty, yeah.
Yeah, bacon butty. With no teeth.
But that's... butty.
Butty.
A bacon butty.
With some water.
Some water. A bottle of water and a bacon butty.
Yeah, that's right. You know, a bottle of water and a bacon butty.
It's like listening to two things, isn't it?
Moaning about how we speak.
As Wiz says, they save the teeth for later.
Yeah. A bottle of water. A bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
Water.
And they say we fucked the language up. Come on.
You did fuck the language up.
You guys did too. Where'd y'all get it from?
It's our language to fuck up.
Hold on. Who created the English language? Let me look this up.
The English! Including the title!
Okay. Were they from England?
Shut up, Crow.